Horrific scene as a paying passenger is forcibly removed from a United Airlines flight in Chicago to make room for crew on an oversold flight. Canada's transport minister says a new bill calling for air passenger rights could prevent something like this from happening to you. I'm Cristina Howorun at Toronto's Pearson Airport, where passengers could soon be taking flight better protected by a passenger's bill of rights that'll set out what sort of compensation levels you should receive if your flight is canceled, delayed, or oversold.
I see on the TV where everybody getting fight. This morning I see on the news, if you have kids, you have to pay extra for them to sit beside you. What are you going to tell me? I have two babies and I'm going to put one in the back? They're getting ridiculous.
It delays a lot of times. Every time when I take the plane from that company, it delays.
Okay, and what happens when there's delays? Like, do they give you food? Do they give you a free hotel?
No, actually not.
And there's no one to go and see at Air Canada or at Toronto. There's no one to go and see and say, this has been terrible and everything else. So there we are. So Air Canada, as far as I'm concerned.
And they were so rude.
It was so rude.
Really, really rude. You know, just saying, go back and you're late and it's gone.
Transport Minister Marc Garneau wants the Canada Transport Agency to develop and implement a passenger bill of rights by next year to address those issues and more, especially ensuring that every passenger bumped from a flight because of overselling is bumped voluntarily.
One of my firm objectives here, and we're going to make it happen, is that no one who buys a ticket who is legitimately entitled to take a flight where it's within the control of the airline will be allowed to be removed from that flight if they do not wish to.
No, this is wrong. Oh my God, look at what you did to him.
He's referring to the now infamous United Airlines incident, but he's asking for clarity and consistency and compensation when it comes to voluntary removals, something travel experts say Canada is lacking.
I just think no matter what they cover, whether it's, the cancellations, the delays, the baggage issues, all of that stuff, what you want out of this is something consistent. Consistent between all the airlines, consistent between all people, so that every passenger, no matter what situation they face, the predictability of what they will receive is there or not receive, as the case may be, but at least there's consistency.
The minister didn't say where those compensation levels should be set and shied away from committing to specific fine levels for those who break them. Details are still very much being developed, but Christie cautions this won't be the end to two full flights.
Overbooking as a whole, unfortunately, I don't know whether it'll get rid of it or not. It is par for the course for most airlines around the world. It's a matter of overbooking is how they deal with their yield management. It's just part of the systems. It's how they make sure that they maximize. But what it should do is the people that get burned by that overbooking should be compensated fairly.
And we know that doesn't always happen, even when it comes to cancellations or delays. Now, earlier this afternoon, I was speaking with a lovely couple from New Brunswick who are actually stuck at Pearson right now. Their original flight from Moncton to Toronto was canceled, and when they had to take a subsequent flight, well, that forced them to miss their connection to Iceland. Subsequently, they had to spend a night in a Toronto hotel. They lost a day of vacation. They had to eat several meals, none of which was compensated by the airline. The hope is that with a new bill of rights, deals like this could be better handled.